all of these pleasant, happy faces here to our Unleash Your Free Spirit event. And my name is Judy Feldhaus, and I'm a co-host with my good friend, Ginny Jolly. And Ginny, I guess I'll have to change that that logo there to the Be Jolly Foundation, because I know that's really where your heart is for the last few months, is that. But we want to welcome you so much today for our event. And we really want to make this a place for you to shine. We do have a guest speaker today. Penny's going to be introduced in just a couple minutes. And after that, she's going to share her heart with us. I'm so excited to hear that. And then after, we want to break up into breakout rooms so that we can meet each other on a deeper basis and connect with your business, with your free spirit, however you want to do that. We have some guidelines, but as Giddy and I both know, we have a free spirit. So you guys, whatever goes in your breakout room, you know what? That's the way it is.
Absolutely, Judy. You said it well. Pleasure and honor is ours to be. Really, as I say it often, this is our honor to create a place where you really feel you're welcome. This is your community. This is your event. Grab it, my friends. Take it to the next level. Go and share with others. And please come and make this community a more vibrant community where we are supporting each other. So, Judy, would you have the honor of our wonderful speaker? I'm literally, I've heard Penny before. She's awesome. Please go ahead and introduce our speaker.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ginny. So Penny she's just an amazing person. I mean, you know, I have her bio here, and it's just so full of great things. But when I met Penny, she was really focusing on that 80-20 rule. You know, 80% of your business comes to 20% of your effort, and really focusing on great management of time. She actually calls herself a focusologist. And I just love that term, because focus is so important when it comes to our business or with whatever we are doing. We really have to learn to focus. And Penny teaches how to do that in all different areas of our life. She's really passionate about helping people living more fulfilling lives. And she also helps to reduce stress. And I heard a percentage, I don't know if Penny was going to share this or not, but stress has gone up at least 30% over the past 2 years. Now, I'm feeling that it's probably more than that, because when I screen my clients, their stress is just out of the box. But maybe those are the people I associate with. I don't know. But stress is really, really an important thing to get a handle on. She also improves communication, and she helps to help people create that passion in their lives. You know, sometimes that's missing, and she's got a unique way of doing that. And, you know, she's worked and lived abroad. She was a coach for Tony Robbins for, I think, 5 years. She's had so much personal experience, and she can share that experience with us today and with you for long term. So without further ado, I would like to actually introduce Penny Zenker. Welcome, Penny.
Wow, you've set up an expectation there. Woo! Well, hi, everyone. I guess I hope I'm all that in a bag of chips, but you know, I'm so excited to be here, and you know, this topic, you know, of unleashing your spirit, your free spirit, and I think that actually that word is extra important. Is our free spirit, is finding that part of ourselves to let go and be free and bring out our best. And you know, it's funny that you started with the question of where would we like to go. Now, I've been to a lot of those places that you guys have put down, and really where that came from. And I believe one of the big impetus to unleashing my free spirit and really getting to know myself happened, as it happens with many people, in and around a very difficult time in my life. I was 19, and I had just come back from a test at college. I was on campus living with my friends, and I was starving, so I ordered a pizza. And, as I went to the door excited to get my pizza, I was disappointed that it wasn't the pizza man, but it was my brother. And my brother brought with him the worst news that I could imagine, was that my father was killed in an accident when my parents were on vacation. Still makes me verklempt to even talk about it. And it's, in any type of tragedy. So for me, it's that journey. If I look back, I can attribute so much of my growth and my self-awareness and really unleashing that free part of myself from those times. And it is very interesting. The reason I bring it back to travel is because I guess it was about 6 months after he had passed. And, I was working through the tragedy, as one does, and I came to a point in my development and my grief to decide, was I going to stay in this grief, or was I going to start living my life again? And that's was a critical point for me, because I decided, you know what, I need a reset. And it became, that was a reset moment. And I've ever since then recognized and created more and more reset moments. And I've actually come to realize that how frequently and how well we reset will determine the quality of our lives. And so I took a reset, and I decided I was going to go overseas and take a semester. And so I took a semester in London because I wasn't quite up for the stress of learning a new language. So I thought, I do want to get away, sort of, it's kind of like when you see yourself from outside of yourself, when you get out of your environment, move into a different environment, it helps you to see things clearly. It kind of takes you away from the center of being in that emotion, helps to reduce the complexity of what you might be going through, and just really helps you see things from different angles and different perspectives. And that is essential in every area of our life. And that's why I say how well and how often you reset is going to determine the quality of your life. I mean, think about it. It's helped me to be a better friend. It's helped me to be a better partner. It's helped me to be a better mother. Now, I'm not saying that I'm perfect and, everything runs smoothly. I think that the thing is that if we can recognize those moments, those spaces that offer us that opportunity to reset, and the more we recognize it, the bigger that space becomes. And here's what I mean is Viktor Frankl wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning. Amazing book. Many people quote it. And he talks about that there's a space between stimulus and response. And this man went through the Holocaust, one of the most horrific experiences that one could go through. And he said that it was how you respond when you really pay attention to that space and you take advantage of that space. And the more you recognize that space and use it to reset, meaning that you're not going to react impulsively, but that you're going to respond intentionally. And that's something that I developed over my life. And that I really believe has helped me to unleash my free spirit in the context of bringing out the best in myself and helping to bring out the best in others. And Judy, you mentioned the 80-20 rule and focusing on the 20% that makes 80% of the difference. I believe that started with my father's death as well, because in those moments, we recognize what's most important. And for some reason, we get so caught up in all of the little things, and we forget to really check in. And that's one of those reset moments, right? Is when we feel stress or stuck or overwhelmed, or I constantly am stepping back and saying, okay, what am I missing? What should I be focusing on? Because clearly what I'm focusing on is not the most important thing. So, so just use that. It can be a great tool for you, because I didn't get to name it until, God, how many years later? My father died in 89. So it's been a long time. But I use that, as I said, throughout my entire life. So see how that can become a practice for you, is recognizing those moments to reset. And like I said, that space will seem like it gets longer because you recognize it. And it'll give you more flexibility to interact and react and respond in that time, to really say, what does this mean? What meaning am I giving this? Well, hold on a second. Let me step back. What else could this mean? Right? And using that time to reframe something or reevaluate or look for the opportunity and not necessarily the limitation. So it's huge in that. Oh my God, I've already talked for so long. I'm almost at the end of my at my time. And I do want to give you guys time to ask any questions that you have. So that's the main thing that I wanted to talk about is just how powerful that reset is. And I also want to clear up something. People think that I'm about time management. I am not about time management. It's just like people think Tony Robbins is a motivational speaker. He'll tell you that's not, he feels like he's the why guy as to why people behave the certain way that they do. And what I am is about focusing on value. So focus is so important. That's why I call myself the Focusologist. But it's not just about the focus that we think about, which is attention and being present. It's the energy of our focus and what we think about, how we feel and what we actually do. And so it's thinking and acting more strategically that is more or less how I define focus and why it's so important. And if you think about it, that comes back to when we think and act and feel, direct, control and direct our thinking and our feelings and what we do. That's what a Focusologist is. And that's also what we get to do in those reset moments. So I guess that's what I'm going to leave you guys with today and open it up for any questions that you have. I can certainly talk about my accomplishments or things that I've done, but I'm not sure if that's what you guys are looking for. So I see Mark's hand there.
Just a quick question. Where and how do you begin? I mean, how do you, if focusing on the things that are right for you is a house, how do you build that solid foundation to begin?
Well, so first of all, it's a practice, right? So it's getting good at recognizing those reset moments. So as I said, if you're feeling any kind of unproductive emotion that when you sit in it, it's going to only lead you in astray. So that's anger, sadness, hurt, fear, guilt, shame. If you're feeling any of those things, it's okay to feel it. I'm not saying don't feel it. Feel it, let it come in, but then say, okay, where's this coming from? Let's take a reset moment to better understand it so that we can then control and direct it. So I'd say that your foundation is practicing on a regular basis.
Okay.
You mean forming good habits?
Well, that is the habit, right?
Yes,
the habit is recognizing that I have an opportunity here to redirect, reframe, or need to step away from the emotion. When our emotions are high, what happens to our intellect? It's low. Right? It shuts down the executive function of our brain. So the first thing is to step back away from it. And that's what we get to do in that moment and to practice that.
Penny, Troy also had a question. How long did it take you to reset?
That depends. The more you do it, the quicker you can reset. Like some of my friends call me the queen of reframe. Because I immediately, that's the way I think now, is I will immediately reframe something, especially if I'll reframe it for someone else, but I'll also reframe it for myself if I give it an initial, let's say, unproductive meaning. So I'd say in the beginning, it could take you a while. When my father died, that didn't happen immediately. I'd say the reset probably took like 3 months. So, it depends on the magnitude of the situation and what's most productive for you and what you need.
But I love the way, Penny, you said recognizing that reset moments are needed and having them more often is the key. Mm-hmm. But obviously, we all need to practice it more and we need to find our own rhythm of life. Anybody else has any question? Please open your mic. Jeffrey, go ahead, sir.
Sure. What is relationship with higher power have to, do you have that in the mix?
Well, I guess that depends on what do you mean the relationship with the higher power? That can mean many things to many
with
people.
God, with whatever you want to call higher power.
So I would say that's individual for each person to bring that in as it serves them, right? So because everybody's higher power is going to look and feel different. So I'd say if that enhances the experience and or makes it quicker or easier. So as an example, right? So when my father died, so in that situation, I fell back on some principles of faith that things happen for a reason, and I don't always know what those reasons are. So that gave me support, and that helped me to work through it quicker so that I wasn't feeling blame or right on other people. So it helped me in that context. So each person can rely on that higher power or form of faith or spirituality or whatever is important to them in their process.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? We've got about 30 seconds or so.
30 seconds.
And what we will encourage you, all of you, is to connect with Penny on LinkedIn and other places. Her contact, Penny, would you be kind enough to put your information in the chat? And it's all about having the support group around you, relationships. That's the reason Judy and I are so passionate about creating this community, because we really enjoy the fact that we can create a support group around you where you can talk about your challenges. We all have challenges in life, but how to get over those challenges is the key. And we can learn from each other. We can learn from each other's, their journeys, and then create our own world, right, Judy?
Absolutely, absolutely. And the whole idea of reset, knowing that there's space to do that, because so many people, we're born to react, right? So we have to train ourselves to put that space in so we can reset and reframe. I know my husband's mantra is, it's not a problem, it's an opportunity. So let's just look at how we're going to make the best of whatever is happening at the time. So Penny, we thank you so much for coming on today. It was not hype what I said. It was so true. I'm so grateful that you spent time with us today. And I know that you are an awesome paid speaker. So for you to come on with us today and spend just a few minutes of your very special time, thank you. We really appreciate it.